Akko here, welcome back to Feed the Beast Direwolf 1.7.10. Sorry if there was no episode yesterday, I was a bit busy with my sister's birthday, so I ended up being a bit busy and didn't get a chance to do a video. I'm also away this weekend, so there may be a couple of days without a video. I'm going to London for the weekend, so this may be the last video. I might try and get one more done today for Saturday. Possibly. Anyway, very busy episode. I've got a lot to get through. Now, it's going to be mostly a blood magic episode, and I'm going to do a bit of acting in a minute, see if you notice when the acting happens. It's going to be a mostly blood magic episode. I've got a few things I want to do, but I'm going to go through it pretty quick because I've done a lot of it before. If I go through it too quick, please let me know in the comments, and I'll talk through a bit more. I'm actually going to start though by this thing, a clay cornea. Someone told me in a comment, and I should have checked before I started recording, about the clay cornea. I said I needed a lot of clay for the Battersea power station build, because I'm going to make a lot of it out of brick. Well, check this thing out. It's a clay cornea. What I've done, I've filled another mana tablet up. Yesterday, I had time to play yesterday, but I didn't have time to record, so I got quite a bit of stuff done. Now, I made some more of these day blooms and nightshades, so I made another 16, so I think there's 22 of each now. So this is filling up real nice and quick. I actually checked it about half an hour back, and it was like 3/4 full, so I made a second mana tablet, and I filled that mana tablet. Now I want to see if this works. I'm not sure if this how this works, the mana tablet, but I'm going to place this plant down called a clay cornea that I made using the rune of the earth, some grey, some light grey, and a cyan petal in the petal apothecary. And I'm going to see if I plant this flower. Oh, I'll see what I need. I need a bit of dirt to plant it on. If I plant this flower and I have the mana tablet in my hand, does the plant draw from the mana tablet, or do I need to place a mana pool? Now, if I need to place a mana pool, I've cocked up because I ain't got one with me. Let's see. If I place that there, so that's nothing's happening because it's okay. So yeah, I need a mana pool. Here we are then, I made a mana pool, and now if I place this next to this, like so, and I believe I need to change this so that it's outputting. So I think to do that I shift right click on that guy with this. So that's accepting mana from items. Oh, it's already accepting, okay. So look, sparing mana 2 items, that'd send the mana. I don't need a mana spreader. Sparing mana 2 items will send it to the flower, but what I can do is accepting mana from items. So shift click changes that with your Wonder of the Forest. If I throw my mana tablet in there, you can see what's happening, look. Now, let's throw it in there again a bit. There we go, got a good amount of mana in. Well, it's just got about a third of it. And check out what's happening. The clay cornea is, I don't know if it's going to be quick enough. I'm going to have some way of organising this, but the clay cornea eats sand and turns it into clay. Now I'm going to need a hell of a lot of clay, so I don't know if this is going to be an efficient way of doing this, but I do want to show you it because someone did take the time to kindly let me know in the comment. But I kind of like it. It's funky. So I'm going to eat all this down to sandstone. Right, I'll be back in a sec. I'm going to let this run down and see how much clay I get, and then I'll be moving on to blood magic stuff. I think possibly I'm going to quickly make the armour from Redstone Arsenal, and then blood magic stuff. Okay, then that was kind of fun. I didn't get that much clay. I got a bit though, but I could of course create a way of making sand using the Ignis extruder and then placing the sand to get turned into clay. So I could make an automated setup for that, certainly, which I may do. That might work out very well, so thank you for that. Right, before I carry on, I have made, if you did the world download, most of this was already made, but I have made all this stuff. I just wanted to quickly make this armour, just for the fun of it. Now, I am using Tinker's Constructs workbenches for my crafting in the base, by the way. Just someone did mention it, I think it before I placed them though. Someone mentioned that in a comment as well. And yeah, I decided to, I use my pocket crafting when I'm out and about, but I've got all these Tinkers. I've got one vanilla one downstairs as well for when I need vanilla crafting, like for making the unstable ingots, for example. There we go. I just wanted to make these guys, and of course they'll fill up automatically from there. As you can see, that guy is under full, so I'll grab a stack of coal. So this is something else I've done. This chest was getting too full, so I have made some more barrels, and I've upgraded those three. So those three have got in the first upgrade slot, so 16,000 items, same as them ones. But of course I've got an extra structural level on them because I've got the void thing on them. Because I didn't need the void thing on these, I've already got these up to iron, so they're gold upgraded, they're iron upgraded. That's a second upgrade, so they hold more, so that's okay. They're fully charged up. So let me throw, oh, it's night time, I should sleep. Throw a stack of coal in there, and I'll quickly sleep. So there we go. Yeah, I just wanted to make that. You can see I've been doing blood magic. I just wanted to make that armour, so next time there is a world download. I'm going to keep wearing this armour for now, but I wanted it looking fancy on here. So I made the sword as well, and the sword I have actually enchanted with sharpness and looting. So if I do die, then I've got all this stuff here ready to rescue myself, and I will get them enchanted off camera as well, so they'll be nicely enchanted. This, by the way, because there's a sword in this pedestal, that acts as a redstone signal. So if I just with an empty hand shift click, it'll fully swap my armour. These things without a sword in there, if I do it, it'll just swap one piece. I need an empty hand. I'll just swap one piece. Look, it just swaps one piece. But if you've got a redstone signal onto your armour stand, which the sword provides, because the sword gives a redstone signal once it's in the pedestal, it does a full lot at once, which is, I think, is very cool. I like that. It's a nice little touch. Right, one other thing I'm going to do down here is, if I get a chance in this episode, is I'm going to move this along one, and I'm going to add the mod filter onto that strong box, so that things from Thaumcraft, Project Red, and possibly Industrial Crafts of Uranium ore goes straight into that chest, and then so it'll filter this out a little bit more, so there's more room in here, so it doesn't stop, so the quarry doesn't stop. Right, let's go with blood magic then. So blood magic, you can see I've done a bit. I have upgraded my altar to a tier 3. So I was a tier 2, if you remember when it was placed over there, and it just had blood runes around here. Now I've started making runes, so let's look at runes. So what we've got is the three main types you're gonna see are speed runes, which make blood go into whatever's being crafted quicker. So at the minute my network is full, but if I'd use some blood at my network, some LP at my network, and the orb needed to fill up, because I've got these speed runes around here, it goes much quicker. So that's what speed runes do. Speed runes, so I had 8 blood runes around there. They're just tier 1 slates, a bit of sugar and a bit of smooth stone. So I've got 8 of them around there, so that makes it really quick. So things happen quite quick. Then the next one you're going to look at is self-sacrifice. These are a tier 2 runes, and some glowstone and some smooth stone. And what they do is they increase the amount of blood of LP you get from each knife stab. So if we just look here a minute, you'll see if we're looking there, it's got 8,600 LP. If you remember when I was over there, each stab of the knife was getting me 200 LP. And now if I take one heart and we look, you can see that it actually got me 600 now. So because this is tier 3 with these runes, these self-sacrifice runes, it's actually getting 600 LP per stab rather than 200. So that's what your self-sacrifice runes do. Later on we'll be looking at sacrifice runes, which do the same as self-sacrifice, but they do it for the mobs. I will be setting up an automated one with probably the witches later in the season. So that's what they're for. And then there's some of the ones with efficiency, capacity, dislocation, superior capacity. I don't, capacity lets the altar roll more than 10,000. I'm alright with more than 10,000 myself. But so the capacity there would go up if we had them runes around here. But they're the ones that I like to use. I like to use some I don't think I've used 8 before. I think I normally use 4, but I've decided to use 8 speed runes to make things quick. To go to a tier 3 altar then, is that was still a tier 2 when I changed them to the speed runes, but when it's a tier 2 only 4 of them work. Now it's a tier 3 or 8 of them work. For tier 3 what you need to do is you come out a level, down a level, and you place 5 down each side, and then in each corner you need 2 of any bricks. So they don't have to be stone bricks. They could be dirt if I wanted them to be. Like so. That's still a tier 3 altar because the dirt counts. It used to be they had to be stone bricks, but there we go. It's still a tier 3 altar, as you can see there. And on top of these little pillars, you need glowstone. Right. What we're going to do is I've got lots of stuff ready to go to the next level. So we are going to make the runes for the next tier, which is going to be tier 4. And look over here. When we've been quarrying, it seems somewhere in the ancient history of Minecraft there was some blood priests lived down at bedrock level, and they made this temple. It's vanilla temple, but it was clever because they've got some smooth bits, some carpenter block bits. But yeah, I found this temple just hidden down here. I don't even know why I'm even trying. That's quite strange, by the way. Check that out. Let me just jump up there. If I can. Why am I flying? There we go. Smashing my space button to bits. There's a meteor underground there. I didn't know they appeared underground as well. That's a Applied Energistics 2 meteor. Now, as you can see in there, in the very centre of these guys, there is a skystone chest, and in that we get these things, logic presses. Well, presses, and we're going to need them for Applied Energistics. That I will get onto very soon. I've been saying it for days, but I will get onto that very soon. So I've actually been out and about and smashed a couple of these meteors, gone into the middle of them. That's not happening because I'm flying. Yeah, I've been and got a couple of them, so I've got all the presses ready that we need. So there we go. I built a little temple, and in this temple we're going to have our altar. You see, it's all ready to go. Now, what we've got here is I've laid out in dirt where the runes need to go, and as you can see there, that's the pillars that I was just talking about. There's 2 pillars there, then they need a glowstone on top. Then the next tier, the tier 4, so that's this one, it's 7 down each side. 7 runes are going to go in there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's a bloodstone, what's it called, bloodstone brick needs to go on top of that. Now for bloodstone bricks I need a weak blood shard, so before we can get to a tier 4 altar we need to get a weak blood shard. You get a weak blood shard, you can make more by using imbued slates once you've got one, but to get your first one you need a bound sword, so we're going to be making that in a minute as well. So what I'm going to do is make some stuff, and then I'm going to move the altar over here. Now the problem is my region don't work over here, so I'm also going to make a couple of rituals down here, one called Feathered Knife and one called Regen, so I can actually fill up my life pool just by being stood near my altar. So that's all ready to go. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to do some blood magic crafting now. So just that's all the altar stuff, but I just wanted to start with a bit of actual practical stuff. So I've set up some crafting benches in here with stuff ready to make some sigils. Now sigils are the first way you really use stuff with blood magic. Now where have I put them other ones? Are these? I'll put that in there for now, and that tin can go in there. So what we've got is, you've seen one, well you've seen this sigil, divination sigil. You've also seen another one because I made a sigil of the Green Grove really quickly the other day. Let me put them out of the way. So there's a sigil of the Green Grove, and I've also made one more called a Void Sigil. Void Sigils are again straightforward. This just means it can use various different levels of the orb So you can use an apprentice's one, but you can use high level ones. You notice you can't use the first one, the weak one. So you actually need to be tier 2 to make that. What the void sigil does, it will pick up any liquid. So if I had lava spilling down here, it was a lava source block. If I clicked it with that, it'd just get rid of the lava for me. Very nice. The other basic ones, we'll start with this one. This is a water sigil. So what this guy does, so this can use, this is a tier 1 recipe. So it's blank slate and a weak blood orb. 7 buckets of water around it. Gets that guy, a water sigil, and you get your buckets back. It's very nice. So what that does is, I'm sure it's pretty obvious what that does is, if I click that, for a small amount of life points, it creates a water source block. Wonderful. And then I can show you the void block now as well. The void gets rid of it. Sweet. So there's the first two that I like to make. And then we've got water, we also need lava as well. Now for the lava one, we need to make one of these things. It's called a lava crystal. And that uses buckets of lava, a diamond, a bit of obsidian, some glass. And I think that's a tier 2 recipe, so you need... Do you actually need the apprentice orb for that one? Possibly. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that makes you a lava crystal. I'm going to make that because I want a couple of these. I've actually already got one in there as well. So there's one there. So I've already made one of them. And what we can do on a lava crystal is we can combine it with a slate, some lava buckets and a magma cream to get the third sigil, which is called a lava sigil, and you actually get your crystal back with that one, which is why I've got one too many now, because I didn't realise you got it back. So there we go, that's a lava sigil, and that does exactly the same as a water, but that creates a lava block, of course. Now, the problem I'm getting now is my inventory is getting full. So I've got all these different sigils. So what I'm going to jump onto now is a slightly higher level one. So let me just check. Lava crystal. I think you can use the basic one. It looks like the apprentice's one you need. So yeah, you do need a tier. Oh no, weak. There we go. You can use the basic one for that. So next, we're going to make a thing called a sigil of holding. Now this master. Magicians, Archmage. So the lowest one that we can use for this is a Magician's Blood Orb, which is actually the tier 3 one, which is the one I've got in my altar over here. You make that tier 3 one by putting a block of gold in your altar. So the tier 1 was a diamond, if you remember. Tier 2 was an emerald. Tier 3 is a block of gold, and that takes 40,000 LP. So you need to be stabbing yourself while that forms. Yeah? So what we can do now is, if we look at this sigil of holding, 4 tier 1 slates, and that's an imbued slate, that's a tier 3 slate. So you certainly need a tier 3 altar for this. And some smooth stone. We'll put our orb in there. We get that guy, sigil of holding. Now, what I should be able to do is, I want in that order. Should take these in the right order. If I shift right click with that, it's eating the water, the water sigil. Do it again. It's eating the lava one. Do it again. It's eating the void one. Do it again. It's eating the sigil of the green grove. And now, with this in my hand, if I shift right click, it cycles through those 4 different sigils. So instead of having a bag full of different sigils, I've got 4 in there, and if we mouse over it, you can see there, it's bound to me. It's got a water sigil, a lava sigil, a void sigil, and a sigil of the green grove. Very cool. So I've got 4 sigils in one then. So now, when I'm out and about, if I need water or lava, or if I need to clear a mess up, or if I want to use my green grove, I can do it off there. Now, similar to this, I can produce water and lava. What if I fall in water or lava? Well, if I fall in water, it's not a big deal. If I fall in lava, I'll burn. What you can do is you can create this guy called a sigil of elemental affinity, and that uses a water sigil, and a lava sigil, and an air sigil. Now, I've not made an air sigil yet, so I've got one of them in here to make, and that's just some feathers. Let me get my orb back. I'll get that orb back as well. In fact, I'll get all these orbs back. I've got another one somewhere. There we go. So this, I believe, you can You can't do it with a tier 1, but you can do it with a tier 2. And that makes this guy an air sigil. Now that on its own is pretty cool, because you can fly around with it. Very nice. That's air sigil, very good means of flight. You can get that quite early. Although you've got to make sure you keep topping your LP network up. What I'm actually going to do though, I'm not going to use that because I've already got creative flight. I'm going to put it in there. And I'm going to put it in there with this guy. So we cannot... Okay, we cannot use that guy, it has to be the tier 3. There we go, and that gets us this Sigil of Elemental Affinity. What this guy does is, if I turn that on, I'm now fireproof. And I can stay underwater for as long as I want, and my air will just keep filling back up. And if I fall in lava, then I'm not going to burn because I can turn that on. And the air part means that even if I didn't have these boots on that provide fall damage negated, then with that sigil on, I can actually fall and I won't take no fall damage either. So there we go. That's a little bit of sigil stuff. That's all I'm going to make for now. There is more. If you look at all the sigils there's more sigils. There's other ones that I've not got to. They're not from Blood Magic. They're of course extra utilities, but there's all them sigils. For now though, that's all I'm going to make. And I've got some useful stuff I can use there. Right. Next then is I'm going to show you how I made the self-sacrifice runes. So let's just check in there. Let's take that back. These are all cleared, yeah. And there we go. That's self-sacrifice runes. You need. This is how many you need to go from tier 3 to tier 4. So I'm going to stick my orb in there. I'll make 28 of these. And now we are kind of ready to go to tier 4. But we're only kind of ready because, like I said, I needed that weak blood shard. That guy, which we need to make the bricks. Where are the bricks? Where are your bricks? There you go. Because we need them on top of our pillars, if you remember. So what I'm going to do before that is I'm going to start with some ritual stuff. Now the first ritual you're always going to want to make is it's called a ritual of binding. Now for rituals we need a couple of things. First thing we need is ritual stones. So you make them with obsidian and reinforced slates, and you put your orb in the middle. I need 12 of them, and see each one of them gets us 4. I'm actually making a lot of here. You don't need all this to start with, but I made 2 stacks worth of slates, and I'm going to turn all into ritual stones. Because I will be using these eventually. So I'm going to create all these, and I'm going to lag out because I'm using my pocket crafting table. I'm going to lag out for ages. So I've got 2 stacks of the ritual stones. Now what else I need though is some of these need to be master ritual stones. I'm actually going to make 3 master ritual stones in a minute. For that you need more obsidian, and then the ritual stones we've just made, you need 1 of them in each of the other 4 slots. So that's going to get us 3 master ritual stones. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now the next thing we need, so they're the basic building blocks of all the rituals. So if you look at blood magic rituals, in fact look at ritual, there's not much there, but that's a weak one. We need 1 of them, a weak activation crystal, so I'll actually make 1 of them while I'm here. You make 1 of them by throwing 1 of them lava crystals into your altar. You see there it takes 10,000 LP, so it's going to use all the blood out of there. And I need some more blood in there. I thought it was full, but I didn't fill it back up, did I? So let me quickly stab myself a bit, and I need my regen flower. There we go. Crank that down. And there we go, that's now 10. Let's fill this up while I'm here. That's turned that into a weak activation ritual. Right click it to bind it to me. So there's the second bit we need. So we've got our stones, we've got our activation crystal, and there's another thing we need to be able to paint the stones. Now you can do these manually. Now to create these, the first thing we need to do is create these. You need blocks that have affinity to certain elements. So earth is obsidian, water is lapis, fire is magma cream. Let's just sort myself out here, getting a bit running away with myself a bit. I'll follow you. 7, 9, 5, 10k. There we go. Right. So what you do is you place one of these. Gas tier is aligned to air. So you place these items in your altar, and what happens is they turn into these guys, and these are your elemental inscription tools. Now you can use them to manually paint the ritual stones, but we're going to make something better. We're going to make a thing called a ritual diviner, this guy here. And what that does is that automatically places all the stones apart from the master one for you. So instead of having to do that manually, you can do it manually if you're bloody minded. But if you want to save 4 diamonds and an emerald, you can place all the stones as it shows you on the forum thread and then paint them yourself using different colours. Or you can make what we're going to make, the ritual diviner, and place them all for you. It's certainly worth making, because you need to make these 4 anyway, and the only extra cost into making the diviner is 4 diamonds and an emerald. So it's something you're certainly going to want. Oh, there we go. And if you look at how much that took, I think they took 1,000 each, is it? Yeah, they took 1,000 each, so I'm down at 6,000. So what I'm going to do now is get these in the right order. Blue, green, red, blue. It's kind of 2 blues. There's like a turquoise and a blue. Blue, green, red, blue. There we go. Emerald in the middle. Diamonds are on the outside. Gets us this guy, ritual diviner. Wonderful. Now this guy is bind him to me, and now if I shift right click, he'll start cycling through all the different rituals. You can see there's a lot of rituals. Now the first one we want is binding. It's the 4th one up from the bottom there, so I need to go all the way around, but I want to go through them all anyway just to show you all the different ones we can do. There's all these different ones. Wonderful. And there's a couple of new ones that I don't know about, because I haven't played with this since 1.6.4, so there's quite a few new ones actually. Cool. Look at all them. Excellent. So I've got a bit of stuff to have a look at. Ritual of Binding, that's what I'm going to make. Now, my network is full at the minute. It's a tier 3 network and it's full. If you look at our divine, if we look at, it's not quite full, look. Look at that. It's 150,000 in there. 4,150 in there. Let's fill it up. Where's my knife gone? There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be that? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, cool. Fill my regen back up. There we go. And eat an apple. There we go. So that's all full, ready to go. What I'm going to want to bind, once we've got our ritual, the diamond sword. So I'm going to take 2 diamonds and a stick with me to make a diamond sword when I'm down there. And I'm going to quickly sleep as it's night time coming in. And I'll meet you in the quarry. So here we are then, down at bedrock level, this mysterious temple, and look what the blood priests have left for me. They've left a nice little laid out place here with holes that are in the right place for a ritual of binding. So what I do is if I put a master ritual stone there, and my ritual diviner is set to the ritual of binding, you can actually see if when you put it in your bar, it comes up over your bar there, ritual of binding. Also, if you look at it if you mouse over it in your inventory, you can see it's set to ritual of binding there. It also tells you how many stones you need, so you can tell that you need 8 blank stones, 4 air, 4 water, 4 fire. So you need 6. So you need 24 of these ritual stones to do this. What we do is if we right click on there, it places a stone for us and it paints it for us. So it's going to place them 4 fire ones first, then 4 of the water ones, and then until all the way around, and when you stop getting little green graphics off there, you know you're done. And there we go, that's our ritual binding fully made for us because we've got a ritual diviner. Wonderful. Now in this, what we're going to want is, let me make me quickly sort my inventory out. Should have done that off camera while I was sleeping. We can go in there, and you two guys can go up there for now. Right. So I'm going to quickly make a diamond sword. Thank you very much. And what we need to do is we need to activate this ritual, and you do that by using this thing that I made with the lava crystal, the activation crystal. And when this activates, now there's a chance I'll die here, because I often do. I've got good armor, so I shouldn't do, but it has killed me before this. If we click on that, you see we get a little graphic there. That's new for 1.7. Excellent, I like that. That's showing that the ritual's activated, and you can tell it's activated because that's there. Now what I can do is, if I throw a diamond sword in there, now because I've got this magnetism, I'll tell you what, I'll take it off. That'd be an easy way of doing it. I'll take that off for a minute. I'll throw a diamond sword in there. I'll put that fire out. Loads of lightning comes down. Love, I got hit then. And there we go. Our diamond sword gets bound into a bound blade. Excellent. Now what this does is, this guy, the first time you hit a creature with it, it puts a debuff on it, like a weakness debuff. If you kill the creature while it's got that debuff on, you get a chance of your weak blood shard. So what I need to do now is wait for night time, and then go kill a few things, go kill a few zombies. I don't need to wait for night time, do I? Let me, yeah, I'll wait for night time. Go kill some stuff. If I can find anything in here. I'll go kill some stuff, and I'll get some weak blood shards, and then we can go about making our altar down here. So I'll get everything placed here ready while it's daylight, and then I'll go and get some of them blood shards, and I'll meet you back here. Oh, just quickly, so I don't forget, if we check the altar now, you can see it's got 5,000 essence in there. So activating that ritual costs 5,000 LP. Okay then, here we are down underneath the altar, and I've got the stuff in place, and I've got a weak blood shard from using the bound blade on zombies. So what I can do with that now is combine that with one smooth stone. You get 32 large bloodstone bricks. Very nice for building, very nice looking brick. Now before we come up from underneath here, this is where the next tier goes, tier 5, so you need 13, so the dirt blocks are representative of where the sacrifice blocks will go. So 13 down each side, and you need a beacon on top of this block. So the block that's a space there, I would need, in fact, I would need a beacon where that redstone brick, that red brick is. So you need 4 beacons for a tier 5 altar. I'm not going to do that just yet, but I'll be moving up to a tier 5 altar pretty quick. I just wanted to let you know. Now, the ancient blood priest engineers who made this as clever as I think they are, because there's not a proper way back out. So luckily I can fly out that hole there. That's for the beacon light to go. Right. So here's the altar up here. Now what we can do is just, if we look at it at the minute, it's still a tier 3, even though all the orbs, all the runes are placed. Let's have a look. So click on that. That's still a tier 3. What we need on top of these pillars, so just so you can see where we are. So there's your runes, and then above the level of the runes, so not the same level. So your first block is a level above the runes. So we need a tower, a column of 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks like that. And then on top of them 4 blocks we need our bloodstone brick. There, so I need one of them in each corner. 3 and 4. Oops. 4. Now I've made this all very boring. I've made it all out of plain stone. Now I experimented with a couple of chisel stuff, and I experimented with with the mossy stone and the cracked stone, but I actually just like it real plain and basic. So now, anyway, if we look at our altar, we shall see it is now tier 4. Hooray! And if I stab myself now, you'll see that before we was getting 600, now why is that not working? There we go, because they're carpenter blocks. So I was getting 600 before, now how many did we get? Oh, the thing's not full. Let's fill that up first. So 920, so that's going to take 18 to there. Oh no, of course, because it's a tier 4. No. I've loaded all counter stuff. So 146060. 14684, so 780, is it? 780 per stab now. The problem is I've got no regen down here, so what I need to do now is, the final thing for this episode is I'm going to make another couple more rituals, and I'm going to blast through these nice and quick, because you've seen how you make a ritual. So what we're going to do is under here now, so the bottom of the altar is there, so 2 blocks under the altar. These have to be pretty close. I like to go 2 blocks under. 1, 2. I'm going to put my master blood ritual stone, my master ritual stone I mean. There we go, and now with the ritual diviner we are going to go to, in fact we have an issue. These have, what we're going to is, first of all is the ritual of regeneration. Now the problem we have with these is these use dusk runes, and dusk runes we need a different ritual diviner. We need that guy there. So we need, okay, I'm gonna have to mess around a little bit because I've got no regen down here, so I'm gonna have to get my mana pool and get some of that stuff out of get some of the mana out of that tablet to get some regen down here. Okay then, easy enough. I've got my mana pool here with some mana out of my mana tablet in from Britannia, of course, and that means I can put my fallen Canade down. And now, first thing we need to put in here is, let's put that in there for now. Let's fill that back up. There we go. While I'm doing some other stuff, let's just get that with some blood in it. First thing I need to do is make some tier 4 slates. So what we're doing is we're making an upgrade to the ritual diviner. So we need some demonic slates. These are the tier 4 slates. So I was unable to make these until now. So what we've got there is some tier 3 slates, which is the imbued, and we can now turn them into the tier 4 slates, which is the demonic. So it needs more blood. I need to keep eating apples. Apples aren't really the best for this. So there we go, that's a demonic slate now. We'll take that one out and we'll do the same with the other imbued one. Oh, how much is that taking? That's taking quite a lot. Taking it fast as well. Okay, that should be okay. There we go. So we've got 2 of them, and now we need some blocks of coal in there. What a block of coal does is, that's our final type of elemental ink. That's the black elemental ink, and that is what we need to upgrade. Let's turn that off for a minute. Just eat some apples. That's what we need to upgrade our ritual diviner into the tier 4 version, which allows us to place dusk runes, which are the black ones. So the other side, that other side of there, or ritual diviner in the middle, and then that's it. So let's craft that up. And you see, if you mouse over this one, it says cannot place dusk runes, the third line down there. And if you mouse over that one that we make, you see now it says can place dusk runes. Excellent. So now what we want then is to go through to the ritual of regeneration. I'm just going to check really quick, make sure I've got the right order, because Yeah, it's not the ritual of regeneration I want first. It's the other one. It's the feathered knife I want first. So actually, I want the ritual of the feathered knife. There we go. So let's now jump back underground. So I have to jump through these holes because I made this a bit silly. So now, see, that's a dusk rune. So that's a black one. That's why we need to upgrade the ritual diviner. So now we can place all these, and if I've placed it right, which I think I have, they slot in quite nicely just inside all your other runes here. So it looks like that's complete to me. So what should happen now then, if I activate this, I've misplaced the activation thing, there it is. What we're going to see is a rush of energy flows through the ritual. Excellent. And you see my health's going down. My health's going down because I no longer have to stab myself to get like LP into the altar. It's doing it automatically. It's doing it itself. Wonderful. Problem is though, is I can't turn it off at the minute, and I've got no regen. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to sleep, and then we're going to do the other ritual under there. In fact, let's not bother sleeping. Let's just do it real quick. Ritual of regeneration is the one we want. There we go. So we go back out here again. And we want a second Blood Master's Ritual Stone. There we go. So I'll place that underneath the other one, and now I'm going to spam click that. And that is now placed inside the other one. I think that's all done. So if you activate that one, there we go. Rush of energy flows through the crystal. So now I've also got regen. So what I've got here is a little system that regens me and takes blood off me. The only thing it doesn't do is I can't turn it off at the minute. That is what I'm going to do next time, and that is the main reason why I wanted a tier 4 altar, because now we've got that, I can make my favourite things in the game, which are called teleposers. And that is what we'll be starting next episode with. So hopefully I can get an episode done later today for Saturday. If not, it'll be when I come back from London. But there you go. That's what we're making next, a teleposer. And that's how we're going to be turning these rituals on and off. So we're automating the switching on and off of these using blood magic as well. And I hope you join me for that. Cheers. Bye.